Today I'll be reviewing Season 3 of Kaguya-sama Love is War. For a decent amount of time, this season had the highest score on my anime list. It was being rated as the best anime series of all time. Of course the score has gone down since then, but the score is still pretty high. I definitely had to see what made this season so appealing to many people. In this season, there is now pressure for Shirogane to confess soon because he'll be leaving for America soon. It's now or never. He must plan out a great confession for Kaguya. After watching the entire season, I can get why people really love the ending. It was a great ending, don't get me wrong. But this clearly isn't even a top 10 anime series of all time, much less the greatest anime of all time. For the majority of the season, it was pretty much doing what Season 2 did. It showed amusing and awkward scenes of Shirogane and Kaguya being in love, but them being too stubborn to say it first. These scenes were entertaining to watch. But when you rate this, the greatest anime of all time, I expect something mind-blowing, and I just didn't see that. That being said, this season did have the best ending for a romantic comedy anime series. It was one of the most over-the-top and sweetest love confessions of all time. You will never forget that confession scene. It was as good as it gets, and it was a memorable way to end the series. You could end the anime right there, and everyone would be happy with the ending. I like the ending a lot, but the ending alone doesn't make it the greatest anime of all time. I guess it is just a different way of rating anime series. When I try to rate an anime series, I try to judge it as a whole. It's not going to be all-time bad or all-time great just because of an ending alone. For other people, they see the ending and immediately go 10 out of 10. It is an emotional response. They don't care about rating the series fairly. They act based on their emotions in that moment. Now, of course, people will say, you're being too serious. I'm a reviewer. I have to be serious and think rationally. I enjoy watching this anime series, but I do think this season is overrated. When you call this season the greatest anime of all time, of course that's a high chance of being overrated. There were no notable new characters in the season. The opening song for the season was much different than previous seasons. It was alright, but I prefer the opening song for Season 1 and Season 2 much more. The music throughout the season was great. It really made the confession scene feel very impactful. The animation style for Season 3 still looks the same as it did in previous seasons, which is good. The animation of course looked great. I definitely recommend watching this season. It was enjoyable from start to finish. I would still give it a pretty high score. I give this season a 8 out of 10.